First, which class you are running? Java, restart class. Wait, why the restart class? Abhishek Kumar. Not able to listen. Hello, 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 hello. Online students, is voice okay now or no? Listen for 5 minutes and then tell me if voice is breaking. I'll call me. Okay? Now tell me. When I write Java, cal C. Then now JVM load cal C class. Then searching for main method. Is there any main method available? Sorry. Searching for static variables, right? Are there any static variables? No. Static blocks? No. Then go to main method. In main method, now res variable is created. Addition dot add of 50 comma 60. Collecting 50 comma 60 and going to addition. Addition class add method receive the arguments 50 and 60. 50 stored in parameter A. Any this keyword? This is a inbuilt parameter, na? Any this keyword here? No. Because it is a static method. Then A variable, next B variable 60. Now A value reading 50 substituted. B value reading substituted. 50 plus 60? 110. 110 is displayed or one is giving to return keyword. Then return keyword return the result to res variable stored here. 110 is stored here, right? Then next line is executed system dot out dot result 110. Any confusion? LKG level program, no? Online students, voice is okay or still breaking? Okay, done. Chalo. Then now, I wanted to read this 50, 60 from the keyboard and pass. I don't want hard code here. What do you write now? I should create. I can use the command line arguments. I can use command line arguments, or I can use buffer reader, or I can use scanner. Okay, I'm using scanner for the timing. Scanner SCN equal to scanner SCN equal to new scanner of system.in. System.in is a object of variable. In is a variable holding input stream object connected to keyboard. That in reference is passing to scanner object. So scanner object is connecting to input stream object. Okay. Then next, is it good idea closing scanner after usage? When if it is connected to keyboard, you should not close that connection. If it is connected to file or a database, you can close. That is your connection, you close. But keyboard connection is common to all applications running in the JVM. All classes running in the JVM. You should not close the scanner or buffer reader or system.in that is connected to the keyboard. That's a bad programming. Okay. Then next I should read number int a equal to SCN dot next in next int b equal to SCN dot next in. Now first I should ask the user to send first number, double quotes, enter first number, enter second, and then pass that number A and B to A and this is B. Save. Why this mark is why is it coming like yellow color? It is a scanner is a connection. A connection based object you must close. If you don't close, Eclipse will give you warning. But I don't want to close and I want tell to Eclipse don't warn me. Then suppress warning. Okay, you have to use suppress warning annotation. So it will be suppressed and it will not warn you. And now asking enter first number 10, second number 20. Again, I want run 50, 60. Again run something, 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 something. Okay, na? So, command line arguments program, addition program, wonderfully understood. We came to here to understand addition program. Now I wanted to launch problem. There are two types of errors will come in the program. Number one, compile time error. Number two, runtime error. Compile time error is coming because of syntax. Okay. If I remove semicolon, that is a syntax mistake. Compiler will throw error. If I remove this bracket, syntax error. Compiler throw error. If I remove this class and place method directly, it is a syntax error. Compiler throw error. So there are two errors are coming: compilation time errors and runtime errors. Errors those are coming at the program compilation time is called compile time error. We will get compile time errors because of syntax mistake. The errors those are coming at a runtime, program execution time is called runtime error. Runtime errors are coming because of wrong inputs or because of logical errors. Wrong inputs or wrong logic. Again repeating. It's because of wrong inputs or wrong logic. Nothing but logical mistakes. Logical mistakes are occurred because of wrong inputs or wrong logic. Okay. You written one method. You are writing method and performing operations according to syntax. Means by following the syntax according to your business or not. Yes. Now you take this add method. This add method taking what? A and B. So now again repeating, when you are developing a method, you are writing logic by following syntax based on our project requirement. Then according to the project, okay, I have written this add method by taking two integers, right? Integer 1, integer 2. What type of values are allowed to the int value? Integer range, positive, negative, all values are allowed or not? According to compiler, both integers, negative, positive numbers are allowed in the range of int. But according to my project, negative numbers are not allowed. Can I tell to compiler? Compiler, don't allow negative numbers. You cannot tell to compiler. Means, user, at the time of calling the method, can I stop here? Tell me. Can I stop the user to pass here 10.5? Yes. 10.5. Yes, because by taking the parameter in. Okay. Can I stop passing the long number? Yes, because I taken parameter is what? Int. When I take the parameter type is int, I am telling to compiler allow the user programmer to pass only int range value. If you pass other than int range value, compiler will throw error here. Now, can I tell to compiler, when my method is called, don't allow the user to pass negative number? I cannot. Because according to the syntax, according to the range, compiler accepts. Negative number also can go on storing in. Samajh mein aaya? Then, now I am passing negative number. Let's see, compiler will throw any error? No. JVM throw any error? No. Minus 10, 20. Minus 10 and 20. Accepted or not? Accepted. But according to my project requirement, negative numbers are not allowed to my method. Then who should write the code for stop executing the addition logic for negative number? This method developer should write additional logic. Following? Inside compiler software, there will be a checking logic, condition logic. The passing values are matching to the parameters or not there or not. Like that, inside this method, before running this logic, I must also check, is this value according to my business requirement or not? If yes, allow to execute. If no, don't execute. Am I right? Yes. Everyone understood a project requirement? Yes. Tell me. How can I decide this line to execute or not? How can I take decision? Which Java concept I have to take? Which Java concept I have to use to take decision whether to execute this line or not? By using control flow statements chapter, if else condition. Yes or no? So I'm teaching control flow statements also. Okay, online students? Yeah. If he says, sir, you didn't teach control flow statement, then I will go 5th floor and jump from there. I will not teach some chapters as a chapters. Wherever I need, I will use and continue. Okay. Currently, I'm talking is what? Control flow statements chapter. I have a block of statements. I have a set of statements, either one or multiple. I don't want to execute these statements always. Based on the given values, I want to take decision whether to execute these statements or not. But I should use control flow statements. How many control flow statements are there? 11 control flow statements are there. How many? 11. They are divided into how many? 3. What are the 3? Conditional statements, loop statements, transfer statements or branching statements. Control flow conditional statements are decision-making statements. Loop statements are iterative statements. Or next one is what? Branching statements or transfer statements. Okay. If you want to execute a block of statements 0 or 1 time, then I should use conditional statements. I want to execute a block of statements 0 or 1 time, then I should use a conditional statement. If I want to execute a block of statements 0 or n number of times repeatedly, then I should use loop statements. If you want to execute, there is no execution. You want to terminate the method execution. You want to terminate the block of statements execution, send the control from this place to another place. Then you have to use branching statements. Under conditional, how many statements are there? 5. If, else, switch case, default. Under loop, how many are there? 3. While, do while, for. While, do while, for. Under branching, we have 3. Break, continue, return. Now, currently, which control flow statements I should use? If else. Okay. If else I have to use. Then I am writing if. What is the syntax to use if? If, open bracket, close bracket. Here I should place what? Boolean condition. Are Boolean condition and condition and Boolean, no? Yes. Yes or no? Yes. Condition and Boolean. Why I should write again Boolean condition? Acha, adjective. Good? Very good. Okay, na? Taste, very tasty, right? Like that. Condition means a Boolean condition, but people are saying that Boolean condition, right? No problem. Now that means here I should generate value true or false. The true or false I can directly write. I can write either true directly or I can write false directly. But if I write true ways, the statements place here executed. If I place here false directly, the statements placed here never executed. But according to interview, you can write true, false. But according to project, we don't write true directly, we don't write false directly. We will generate the true and false. For the generating true and false, I have to use operators. Yes. Which operators? Logical operators. Okay? Or equality or relational operators. You must use what operators? Relational operators. Or equality operators. Okay, relational or equality operators we will use. Relational operators is meant for finding the relation between the numbers. Okay, if you want to find lesser or greater, equal to, not equal to. So if you want to find the relation between the values and want to take the decision true or false, then you have to choose what? Relational operators and equality operators. With the relational operators and equality operators, how many conditions we can write? One condition. But sometimes I have to verify 2-3 conditions at a time I want to verify. Then you have to concat multiple conditions as one condition. That is where we have to use logical operators, double N, double R, or double N, double R, not, double N, double R, not. 3 logic operators are there, double N, double R, not. Are you following? So, what operators I have to use here? Here I should use relational operators or equality operators or logical operators. But logical operator alone you cannot use. You must use logical operator for concatenating the multiple conditions you develop by using relational operator and equality operators. These 3 operators will generate true or false. Everyone understand? Now, I want to generate Boolean value based on the given argument A and B. You want to execute the statement if the A value is positive, B value is positive. Yes or no? Tell me. Now, generally, in your academics or in Amirpet, wherever you go, generally in the training, you will learn writing conditions to find given value. Correct. Okay. But in the real life, will you write the condition for finding given value correct or given value wrong? Think. When you go to the supermarket, people are checking your body, finding are you a normal person or terrorist? Terrorist. Yes or no? Yes. And next, your bag is checking to find are there any bombs? Yes or no? If the what do you call the man? If the security person believe you are a correct person, why need to check? In real life, we never check for given value correct. We will find given value wrong. We always find given value wrong. That means here I should write the condition to find given value right or wrong? Wrong. Tell me what I should find given value negative. Okay. Now how to find the negative or not? A less than 0. This is one condition. Place inside bracket. When you want to write multiple condition inside bracket. Okay. Ice breaking. That's why I'm not talking. 1 minute. Let admin come and solve the problem. Mic voice break out. Marchal. Batteries for Marchal. Hello. Babu, online students. Now tell me. Is it okay? Okay. Tell me. Now I a less than 0. Or he talk. I want to scold both. Either he talk or you talk. I want to scold. Or both talk, then only I want to scold. Nothing. Here I should. If A negative, B value positive. Under your answer, think. Why you are questioning me? Why? What I am saying? A value negative and B value negative, you wanted to throw error. A then either negative around, then why I not accept your answer now? Understood? My question has an answer, no? Either A negative or B negative. I don't want to add. Both must be positive. Then what I should use? A less than B less than 0. Tell me, if A less than 0 or B less than 0, what should I do? Should I allow error? Should not allow? What should I do now? I should display error message system.out.println. Don't pass negative number. Excellent. Okay, don't pass negative numbers. Okay. Else, if they are positive numbers, then return result. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay now. Okay. Not working. Are your voice is working or not working? Eclipse is telling that not okay. Why not okay? Think. Think. I have passed a negative number. Then control will go to if block. This error message is displayed on the console, telling the don't pass negative number. Okay. Then after if block complete, else no, the method control has to go back to the main method with what value? Into value. Your method is a return type method, right? And method should return that into value, na? Where you are writing return statement. We have to place return 0 in block. Return 0 in if block. Wow. No. Return 0. Now compile time error not there. No compile time error. Yeah, correct error. Why you are shouting? No. Your point is right. If your point is wrong, why you are saying? Why did you say that? You said return 0. Then I am ready to return. No. Then why did you say? Pruna. Tell me, if the past values are wrong, what should I return? This is a void method or non-void method? Compulsory, you must return value, na? If the given value negative, what value I should return? 0. If you return 0, user program or fields. Come on, think. Answer to my question. Don't give your answers, okay? If you return 0, then user program or fields, the past values result is 0, na? Next lines of the code is executed with the return value 0. Results are generated, right results or wrong results? The logic I have written here, right or wrong? Wrong. Control 1. Enter -10, 20. Don't pass negative number, result is 0. You are saying that don't pass negative number. Then when you say don't pass negative number, why you are giving 0? In the childhood, your father, mother beating you like anything and giving chocolate, no? Yes. As a compensation because beat you, they're giving chocolate. Next time, don't do that mistake again. This time, okay, excuse, take chocolate. Is it okay in the real-time business? Tell me, this is the right design or wrong design? How to handle this problem? That is where exception concept came into picture. All you guys understand why exception concept came into programming languages? Exception concept came into programming language for handling wrong values. Understood? When wrong values are passed, I need to terminate this program. I need to let me complete statement. Don't join in the middle. Okay, na? Listen. So I can repeating. When wrong values are passed into the program, what should I do? I must continue the method execution or terminate method execution. You need to terminate only your method execution or calling method execution also. Calling method execution also. If you terminate your method and sit silently, then the calling method continue the logic execution with the wrong values you return, then final user program will get wrong results or not? Is it a right approach or wrong approach? That is what the people have identified the problem in object-oriented programming. Concept is not Java concept. It is object-oriented programming concept. This concept exception handling. Exception and exception handling. Actually, chapter name is not exception handling. Exception and exception handling. So the exception and exception handling concept is introduced in object-oriented programming language for handling wrong values, wrong situations. Okay, now? Then whichever the language is following object-oriented programming style, that language must support developing exception and exception handling. Every language has their own style, their own syntax to develop. Java has also its own syntax. Up to now, understand? So tell me, what is an exception? What is the need of exception? That is the first point we completed. What is an exception? And second, what is the need of an exception? Come on, guess. What is an exception? Exception is a runtime error. Exception is a runtime error. What the need of an exception? With the exception, what you do, I am not asking. What the need of exception? We came till end of the course. You still not stopping your brain, Rabo. Why you are using your brain to find the answer? Already I explained, finished my explanation. Then if you want to use your own brain, then why I have to explain your time waste? I have already completed my explanation, given a statements, everything I did. Then I'm asking question again. You are using your thinking. Then why I have to explain unnecessary nonsense here? You can pass using SOP, na? Stop passing wrong value. Can you stop? Where? Here, can you stop? If you can stop wrong values here, why you need exception? Exceptionally nonsense. We cannot stop passing wrong values. That's why exceptionally required. Giving correct results. For giving correct results, you have to write logic. Next. To stop the flow of execution. क्या बोला? क्या है? फिर बोलो. देने के लिए SOP लेनी है ना? Exception क्यों? Use that statement. Where did you use that statement? अभी use. बोलो. बोलो. Don't tell nonsense. Tell me the direct point. What you said? To stop the flow of execution, use break statement, use return statement, use if-else condition. That is the word you should use. Don't tell that say, okay? So what the need of exception? To terminate the program execution when wrong values are passed to the program, exception is required. Array online students, such a nonsense statement you are telling. To handle the abnormal exception, worst fellow. Without exception, how can you handle Ravi? What I am explaining, you have to follow. Don't show your talent. If you are showing your talent, then why I should explain? That's why yesterday I told you I'll stop the batch because CSK won the match. Right? I know you are talented. You can understand everything, whatever you want, whatever the way you want. Explanation, all these things, nonsense, waste. Everyone tell me, what is an exception? Exception is a runtime error. Wrong answer. My wish, I will tell anything. Again, what is an exception? Exception is a runtime error. Right answer. Come again. What is an exception? Exception is a runtime error. Wrong answer. Look at here. What the need of an exception? Exception is used for eliminating the program execution when wrong values are passed. If you want to terminate the program execution, I need some concept, na? Yeah. That concept is exception. What is that concept? That is object. Tell me, what you want to do when wrong values are passed? You wanted to terminate your method, send the control to which method? Calling method. And you wanted to terminate calling method also, na? Yes. Repeat again. You have to terminate your method, send the control to calling method, and terminate calling method logic also. If you want to return control from here to here, I should return normally with error message. To carry this error message, I need one object. Na? If you want to pass a primitive value, okay, directly I required what? Variable, primitive data type sufficient. But what I required, I need to carry error message. Also, I should have the information in which method, in which class, at what line number this problem occurred. The entire details I have to capture and then I have to send. All are catching my point? So repeating again. When wrong values are passed by the end user, as a method developer, what you have to do? You must terminate your method execution, send the control to calling method by capturing the class name and the method name and the line number at which that problem is occurred and the reason for the exception, nothing but error message for this exception. You have to capture multiple values and send the control with the entire information to calling method. Are you following? Tell me, if you want to store these many values, I need variable or object? To create object, what we require? Class required. So what is the exception? Tell me. Exception is an object. What is an exception? Exception is an object which is an instance of a class. Which class? Which class? Student. Object. Student is an object, instance of the class student. Employee is an object, instance of employee. Bank account is an object, instance of bank account. Similarly, exception is an object which is an instance of. Everyone? Wrong answer. Throwable. What is that? Why? Student. When student, employee, bank account. Exception should be exception. No. Exception is a throwable object. Lion is an animal object. Right? Student is a person object. Exception is a throwable object. That's why it is an instance of which class? Throwable. Everyone understand? Now, at a project development time, everyone listen carefully. At a project development time, what are the different wrong inputs I am getting? So many different wrong inputs I will get. Then all these wrong inputs to represent, I need only one exception class or separate exception class? Separate exception class. I want to represent a person. Class name is what? Person. I want to represent student type person. Student. Faculty type person. Faculty. Admin type person. Admin. Bank account type. Okay. Lion type animal. Lion. Like how we have different type of persons. To represent each type of person, we are using different class. Similarly, we have different type of errors. Different runtime errors we have. To represent each runtime error, I should define separate exception class with that runtime error name. Understand? Then now tell me. When there are multiple classes of same type, you must create all these classes as individual classes or as a one type of group class. If you want to create them, we want to create all these classes as one type of class, I should be one super class or not? That super class is throwable. All you guys understand? Yes. Pakka? Yes. So tell me, what is an exception? Exception is an object which is an instance of throwable or one of its subclasses. Throwable or one of its subclasses. Accepted? What the use of exception? Exception is used for representing runtime error. Exception is used for representing runtime error and terminating the program execution when wrong inputs are passed. समझ में आया ना? Clearly. If somebody say exception, any confusion? Short, damn short answer. Okay, exception. Rara. Chuchkunda ni pratapa na pratap. Okay. So the discussion level is very, very important. All people have learned exception handling, exception chapter in an exception handling way, but not in an exception way. But exception handling is meant for handling exception. Then what is the exception? Contest. Check in your hostels. Go and ask in your go and use ask this question in hostel. Array, what is the use of exception? For handling exception, then what the use of exception? Handling exception. Then what the use of exception? Handling exception. And another mistake people are saying, what the use of exception? To stop terminating program. Hey, exception is meant for stop terminating program or terminating program. Exception is meant for terminating program. Exception handling is meant for stop terminating program. Understood? Yes. Okay, I'll come to that exception. Still, I didn't start exception handling. Still, we are in exception. What is exception? What the use of exception? What is an exception? Object. What the use of exception? Terminate the program. Will exception terminate entire program? Current method and calling method? Exception doesn't terminate complete JVM. Exception terminate only current method and it's a calling method. That's it. That much only it will terminate. Now, what will happen when an exception is raised in the program? Tell me. What will happen when exception is raised in the program? Program is terminated abnormally. Program is terminated abnormally. Okay. Then my question is it a good idea terminating program abnormally? Program execution started. Knowingly or unknowingly, I pass wrong values to you. When I pass wrong values to you, if you get angry and terminated abnormally, is it a good idea? 9A batch students have experience. Yes or no? One day I came to the class. After I came to class also, you are not listening, you are not caring me, and you are talking yourself. Silently terminated and left. Then all people are get surprised. What happened? What happened? What happened? And run behind me and went to the admin, requesting admin. Admin came, I scold him like anything. Why are you involving in the middle? Okay. And you send message. And one person from the US has sent a big message in the group. How dare you to cancel the class? Since the midnight of the class, I'm waiting for your session. Suddenly you stop the class. Okay. Tell me. Terminating the class abnormally, is it okay na? Not okay na? Not okay. Not okay. Correct. So how to stop terminating abnormally? How can we stop terminating program abnormally? Bolo. This is where, what you got? Exception handling. First 3 points are what? Exception. Second points are what? Exception handling. Tell me, what is the chapter? Exception and exception handling. It's not just exception. First, you should understand exception and then you should understand exception handling. So, exception is meant for terminating program abnormally when wrong inputs are passed. Exception handling is meant for stop terminating program abnormally when exception is raised in the program. Okay, nice. So, how can we stop abnormally? By handling exception. Now the question, how can we handle exception to stop program abnormally? Okay. In this chapter, we are learning totally 5 keywords. What are the keywords? 5. First one, try, catch, okay. So totally how many keywords are there? 5 keywords. Purpose of try catch, finally throw. Tell me, what is the purpose of them? Repeat again. How can we stop terminating program abnormally? By using exception handler. How can we handle exception? By using exception handling keywords, try, catch, finally throws. And tell me, what the purpose of? What is the purpose of try, catch? Bolo. Try. Try is used for trying to catch exception. Try is used for finding the exception. If exception is found, we should catch it. Who will catch? Catch block will catch exception. And finally, block is used for executing some statement compulsory when an exception rises in the program or when control come out of the try block. Repeat once again. Try is used to find exception raised or not. If exception rise, catch block is used for catching the exception. Finally, block is used for executing some statements compulsory. Array, if try wanted to find exception coming or not, if catch wanted to, first of all, someone should throw the exception. Who will throw exception? Throw keyword. Throw keyword, throwing exception. All are ready? Then I am throwing the pen on you. You are in deep sleeping. Then I and come throwing exception to you. Normally, am I right? Pakka understood? Tell me now. Throw keyword is used for throwing an exception from a method when wrong values are given. Next, throws keyword is used for throwing exception or reporting exception. Reporting or informing the exception to whom? Method caller. Inside the method, you are throwing exception. Now that exception is going to whom now? Caller. If caller is silently looking at your method for the result is coming, then is the method also terminated abnormally? Na? I decided to terminate my method abnormally. And also I want to terminate the user program abnormally because he sent wrong values. So he should know that he sent wrong values. When I throw an exception and silently if I sit not reporting, he will not catch the exception and his program is terminated abnormally. Is the method execution terminated abnormally? That means as a method developer, when I throw an exception, I should report that exception. So tell me, first you should learn try, catch, throw, throws. Yeah, throw, throws, try, catch, and finally, everyone understand? So tell me again, what is the purpose of throw? Throw is used for throwing an exception from a method or from a constructor when wrong value passed. Throws is used for reporting the exception, that is throwing from method or constructor to the user, programmer, or method caller. Then what method caller will do? Try and catch is used for catching the exception and stop terminating program abnormally. Understood? Finally is used for executing some logic compulsory when a control come out of the try block. When control come out of the try block, I want to execute some statements compulsory. Those statements will write in a finally block. All 5 keywords understood? Everyone, really? Now, can you please apply this 5 keywords usage in this project now? Tell me. First of all, you should handle exception or you should throw exception. Return keyword can throw exception or return result. Return result. Should not use return keyword here. SOPLN will I should write throw. Understood? Before I completed, don't tell answer. If you are like this, then tomorrow onwards, I will not allow you to the class. Okay, now? Now, all the people answer. Which keyword I have to use now? Throw. Okay. Return keyword is meant for what? Returning result. So that's why I'm writing there what expression. What expression? With space separator, I should write exception. What is an exception? What is an exception? Exception is a class. Exception is an object which is an instance of a class. Tell me. After throw keyword here, what should I place? Exception, object, semicolon. Yes or no? Tell me. How can we create object of an exception? What is an exception? Object. Object is an instance of a class. Then how can I create object of any class? New. Hey, throw new, confused. Is used. Throw is a keyword. It is meant for throwing exception. New is a keyword meant for creating whose object? Here I should create exception object. Now I am writing new string of. What object you created? Allowed. Next, I am writing new student object. Allowed. Tell me. String object, student object, representing exception. To represent exception, we have one special category classes. Yes or no? If the method parameter is animal, can I pass a string? Can I pass a student? Can I pass employee? Can I pass lion? Good. Can I pass a tiger? Why? Because these are animal category object. Similarly, throw keyword is meant for throwing exception. How we know this object is an exception or not? It must be subclass of throwable. Are you following my point? Throw. Okay, I must create object must be the class object, either throwable or one of its subclasses. Tell me, we have only one class or many classes? Now we must have one class that representing arguments, wrong arguments. Na? Arguments is a common to all classes, all projects. Then Sun Microsystem might have developed already defined exception representing. Na? That exception class name is illegal argument exception. What exception? Tell me now. After throw keyword, what I should write? Illegal argument exception object statement. Do you understand it? Understood or not understood? That you say extra mashallah, don't add. I will be in confusion. Okay, all you guys understand? After throw keyword, what I should place always? Exception object. Okay, can I write like this? Can I write like this? Illegal argument exception equal to new illegal argument exception, right? Like student S1 equal to new student. Then I am writing what? E. Can I write like this? Yeah. But is it unnecessary extra variable creation or not? In variable chapter, I told you don't create variable unnecessarily. If you want to use a value or an object repeatedly, then only store in a variable. To use repeatedly, na one time to use with the keyword throw, then why you are creating object, store in variable, using that variable? Unnecessary, right? So in place of E, can I directly write here? E here? Yes. Everyone understood? Tell me now. Earlier, we got error. When I write system.out.println, I got error. Where is the return value? Then I place return 0. When I place return 0, what happened? I able to terminate my method, but I want to terminate what? Call program. With the except now, can I terminate the caller program or not? Yes. Tell me, is throw keyword also kind of written or not? What written it is? Success value or failure value? Failure value. Everyone understand? Right. So if you wanted to return success value, I should use which keyword? If we want to return failure value, which keyword I should use? Throw. Throw keyword will throw the exception. When an exception is thrown, not only current method, it's a call method is also terminated. That means, now tell me the flow of execution, all the people. Now when I run call calc, now scan first number, message displayed, enter second number, passed. Then the given values are coming to AB. If the given values are valid, then else block executed and return result. Result is coming to this line. Program terminated or not terminated? Will control go to line number 15? Line number 15 is executed. Okay. Now the given values are negative. Now past values are negative. Negative values are received to the argument. Yes. Then condition checking, these are what? Negative number. Then exception object is created. First step is what? Exception object is created. That object is given to throw keyword, now throwing that exception to calling method. That means this line is replaced with what? Exception. What happened when exception rise in the program? Program terminated abnormal. When exception rise, program abnormally, then next lines are executed or not executed. That's what I want, right? When wrong values are passed, not only my method, calling method also I should terminate. Otherwise, calling method executed, next lines with the wrong results, wrong values. Finally, wrong result is generated. Observe. Enter first number 10. Okay, 30. Tell me, exception or no exception? 20 less than 0, false. 40 less than 0, false. False or false? What is the output? False or false? False. False means? Else block will be executed. In else block, return 60 to the caller. Abnormal termination, normal termination. Hey, what I said, don't use brain. Why are you using your brain? I already explained why you cannot throw. How compiler knows it is an exception? That's why don't send your brain to somewhere else. Okay. How can I say lion is a animal? How can I say lion is a animal? How? How compiler knows? Your class is an exception or not? Is every class is an exception? How can I tell it is an exception? Tell me, how line is an exception? Line is the animal. Same way, how can I say your class is an exception? Which class? Throwable. Understood? If you want to throw a class object by using throw keyword, your class must be subclass of throwable. Currently, I am not using our own class. I am using predefined classes. Okay, na? Sun Micro system already gave so many exception classes. I am using those exception classes. One of the exception class, I need handling which problem arguments. Then we have a predefined class given by Sun Micro system. That class I am using. Illegal argument exception is subclass of whom? Runtime exception. Runtime exception is a subclass of whom? Exception. Exception is a subclass of. Okay, now if you want to throw your own exception, you should create your class as a subclass of whom? Then you can. Understood? Come on, guys. Did you all understand? So if you want to throw a class object by using throw keyword, that class must be subclass of throwable. If not subclass of throwable, it is not considered as an exception. Throw keyword is meant for throwing exception type object. So to throw exception type object, that should be subclass of throwable. What is an exception definition you learn? Exception is a object which is an instance of throwable or one of its subclass. Then by using throw keyword, I can throw only throwable or one of its subclass object only. If you try to throw our own class, then what happen? Compiler throw error because throw keyword meant for throwing only throwable or its subclasses only. Understand? Throw is a keyword. It's not throwable type. All people understand this line? What is throw? What is this one? Which object? It is an exception object. It is an exception object. Exception and not capitally exception I'm talking. Animal object means lion, tiger, elephant. Person object means student, employee, admin. Laptop object means Dell, Lenovo, anything. Right? Throw is a keyword. It is used for throwing an exception from current method to calling method. Now tell again, throw is a, it is used for from current method to calling method when wrong values are passed. When we throw an exception, current method is terminated and also it terminates calling method also. Tell me, exception right in which method? Add method. At which line number? 5. Then this exception is going to which class? Calculator. To which method? Main. To which line number? 14. Here exception raised. Then because of this exception, What happened when exception is raised? Program execution is terminated, abnormal. Next line executed or not executed? Control F. Enter first number -10, enter second number 20. -10 is going to A, 20 is going to B. From there going to add method. A -10 less than 0. -10 less than 0, true. True or anything is true. So second condition is not verified. True. Then going into A. Then throw illegal argument exception. Now the illegal argument exception from the add method is coming to what? Calling method. Now this statement is replaced with illegal argument exception. Is it a success value of error? That means it is an exception. When an exception is raised, what happened? Program execution terminated, abnormal. Then is this exception stored in result variable next line executed? No. This main method at line number 14 terminated, abnormal. And we'll get this much big message. Exception in thread. Which thread we are getting? Main. Java.lang. Illegal argument exception. Which exception you have thrown? Where? In addition class, add method from addition.java file, line number 5. That add method you call from which class? Calc class, main method, calc.java, line number 14. Tell me, all complete details are giving to us. In order to carry this much message, I need an object. That's why that object represents that this runtime error message representing object is what? Exception. All you guys understand? Pakka? Tell me again, how can we throw an exception? By using? What is throw? Why you are saying half of answer, half of your understanding, half of confusing? By using throw? What is the, how can we throw exception? By using? After throw keyword, what should I mention? Whose object? Exception object. How compiler knows this class object is an exception object? It must be subclass of throwable or one of its subclasses. Can I, after throw keyword, can I create our own class object? In object class, okay. Student class, employee class, bank account class. Can I place a string class object? No. Can I place our own normal object class? No. Can I throw array? Can I throw array? Is array is an exception? Can I throw primitive value? Can I throw student class object? I can throw only it's a subclasses. If I try to place normal class object after throw keyword compiler, tell me what will happen when I throw an exception? When we throw an exception, current method execution is terminated and this exception object is thrown to calling method. Then the calling method execution is also terminated. Finally, the exception information is displayed on the console. On the exception message, how much information is giving? In which thread? That's right. Java is a multi-threaded programming language. Na? In which thread exception rise? We should know. In which thread exception is rise? What is the exception? At what line number exception is rise? Clear my point? By seeing this exception, can you tell me why this exception is raised? We are passing? Okay, and I'm asking question. By seeing this exception message, can you know why this exception came? Again, I'm asking question. Use common sense and tell me. I want you have lot of common sense from now onwards. I don't help you. Apply common sense. Based on the question I'm asking, you think and answer. By seeing this exception message, can you decide why this exception? Yes, sir. Tell me, why this exception coming? When you see this error message, who are you? Are you developer or end user? As a end user, how do you know why this exception came? Do you understand my question? Here onwards, I don't give you complete statement, complete explanation. I'll ask question. You have to decide. You have to guess, enter your what answer is expecting from me. From what point of view is asking me questions, you have to know. Blindly, you should not answer. By seeing this error message, can you enter? Who am I? Who am I seeing? End user. As end user, how do I know why this error is coming? There must be a reason for the exception to display, na? Tell me, did you mention the reason for the exception? Please think 1 second and answer. Blindly don't give answers. That's why I instructed you. This is the language. Don't show your talent. First you listen my question. Think what I am asking. Then give answer. Blindly don't throw answer on my face. Okay? Repeating again. What you did in the line number 5. You created exception object with the error message or without error message? Without error message, when you throw exception coming to this place without error message, and JVM display that exception information on the console without error message. Then end user knows what error message coming here. No. Tell me, is that a right way of creating or wrong way of creating? Then tell me, what should I do now? Earlier, whatever the error message you want to display via SOPLN, that information you have to mention here. Double quotes, don't pass negative numbers. Tell me, when you write, don't pass negative numbers here, what does it mean? Can anybody explain? What the meaning of this statement? By writing here, what are you doing? Are you displaying this message on the console? This is an argument to who is this fellow? Constructor. It is an argument to constructor. Correct? Now that argument is stored inside object. That object we are throwing. When we throw illegal argument exception class object, only object going along with object error message also. That is coming and substituted here, right? Then JVM terminates this method execution, display everything on the console. -10. Good. Hey, they have positive 0, minus negative 0. Be careful. Look at there. Earlier we have seen this much information. Now we are also seeing what? Don't pass negative numbers. Oh, okay. This fellow is giving. By seeing that message means 10 or 20. All people understand? Finally, you understood what is an exception, why an exception, what happened when exception is right. What is an exception? Exception is an object which is an instance of a throwable or one of its classes. Second. Correct. Second point. What is the use of exception? It is used for representing runtime errors. Come on. This exception class representing runtime error illegal argument na. Illegal argument is a one runtime error. It is used exception is used for representing runtime error and also used for terminating the current method execution abnormally when wrong values are passed. Okay, na? What happens when exception is raised? When exception is raised, either when you throw or when you receive. Tell me. Add method is throwing exception. Main method is throwing exception or receiving exception. Okay. What happens when exception is raised? Either when we throw exception or when we receive the exception, the method execution is terminated abnormally. Clear? Okay. Shall I ask a question now? If you give this calculator project to the end user will run this project knowingly or unknowingly is giving negative number. By seeing this much 4 lines of the message, can he understand? Is this Java message or English message? అన్నవరా మీకు అరే ఒక సెకండ్ ఆలోచించండి రా థింక్ 1 second and give answer రా భాయ్ you have habituated listening the question, listening the 2 answers, giving second answer blindly. I will confuse you now onwards. I don't put correct answer as a second option. Okay. Think and give a right answer. Okay, choose right answer. Tell me, is it a Java message or English message? Java message. Is Java message understood to the end user? If the end user is that much talented, why did he come to you and develop the project? He can develop his own project, no? If you take Amazon or Flipkart, any website, when you give wrong inputs, wrong username and wrong password, click on sign in button. When wrong username password you got, if the project is, that website is displaying exception in thread main java.lang. Invalid user credentials exception for invalid username. Can you understand or not understand? What the website is showing? One simple statement: invalid user details. Invalid user details or invalid username password. Remaining Java information is hiding from the user. Everyone understand? Then now tell me, where you should display only error message to the user, in the business logic or in the caller method logic? In business logic, if you display error message, how can you terminate? From the business logic method, you should not display error. You must throw exception with the error message so that your method is terminated and then caller method is also terminated. If user pass wrong values on the console, I should display complete exception message or only error message. If you want to display only error message, alternative logic should execute. Repeating again. If you throw exception from add method to the calling method, when exception is raised, default logic is executing, catching that exception by JVM and displaying complete exception message on the console. You want default exception handling logic, our own logic? Because I don't want to display complete message, I want to display only error message. I want alternative logic to execute. Whenever you want to execute your own logic for the got exception, whenever you want to execute your own logic for the raised exception, you must catch that exception. Are catching my point? You must catch the exception, stop abnormal terminating the exception, and then display your own message. Samajh mein aaya? Tell me, I want to terminate my program execution. What should I do? One year. I want to terminate program execution. What should I do? Throw exception. I want to stop terminating program execution. Catch exception. Where I should catch? In the method where I am throwing in the user class. In the user class, I should catch exception. So, how many lines I have to? I should try to catch. What the syntax of try catch? Try catch syntax is try, open bracket, closed bracket. It is a block. Try is used for finding the exception coming from a block of statements, na? So where I should start the try? First line of main method. Find out where you are getting exception. Is the first line throwing any exception? Second line, third line, fourth line, fifth line, sixth line. Yes. Now I have to start try here. Understand? Open bracket. Then this line throwing exception. When this line is not executed, is this line should execute or should not execute? When this line is not executed, is this line should execute or should not execute? Executed. देखो ये क्या है? कब रिजल्ट जनरेट होता है? ये लाइन एग्जीक्यूट होते तो, नहीं तो देन कैसे ये लाइन एग्जीक्यूट कर सकते हैं? दिमाग नहीं है? नाइट टाइम वो दिमाग नहीं काम कर सकते? इधर आओ। ध्यान से सोचो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, क्या बात कर रहा हूँ, ध्यान से सोचो। हाँ, फटाफट आंसर नहीं देना, समझ में आया? ध्यान से टाइम ले लो। ओके, मेरे को हिंदी आया, तुमको जावा नहीं आया? हाँ? कितना दिन लगते भैया? एक साल। ओके, सोचो। Come on, everyone. Socho, tell me, is this line throwing any exception? But it is depend on the first line or not? Can you separate them? I should write both together inside try. Understood, all people? Tell me, what statements I should write inside a try block? Exception causing statements. Exception causing. ये एक्सेप्शन बनाना रहा है। ओके, वो स्टेटमेंट क्या बोलता है? एंड causing statements. So inside try block we must place exception causing statements and their dependent statements. So inside try block I must place exception causing statements and its dependent statements. Already following my point? अरे तुमको मेरे को हाउ मच हिंदी आता मालूम नहीं, मैं हिंदी पंडित हूँ। Really, I am Hindi Pandit. There are some Hindi certification exams, Madhyamika, Pradhamika, Rashtramika. I have written Rashtramika exam, Hindi exam. I am fully Hindi certified speaking person. When in my 8th class, okay, up to 10th class, we have Hindi, English, Hindi, Telugu languages are there. Up to, telling you, the problem I'll tell you, listen. Up to 10th class, we have all languages. Our Indian education system is such a wonderful education system. You don't find this one in any country. But our lecturers, teachers has got spoiled like anything. It's true. But if you go to olden days, our teachers, they dedicate their life to the children to give you value education. But slowly, education is become option. You don't get any job, okay, go teacher job. And there is a one statement. Batakaleka badi pantulu ane statement approaching. You are not taking teaching job as your profession. You are choosing teacher job because you didn't get job anywhere outside. You have to leave, that's why you are coming. That kind of people have spoiled our education system completely. Up to 10th class, our education system is very strong. You know, you will get local language, national language, international language. You can live anywhere in this world. Next, you can know maths, solid calculation. Our maths depth you don't find anywhere in the country. Okay, I mean anywhere in the world. The maths and then science, social, complete world. Wherever you go, you can survive. You can live happily. That much strong education system we have. Then later, intermediate onward specialization, which area you are strong. So you can identify which area you want to become expert. That area, science choose. Then further, you can go more, specialization. That is how our education system is built. But later 10th class, I never get a chance to speak in Hindi. Intermediate, more marks I want. So that's why they introduced Sanskrit. Sanskrit, we don't study in Sanskrit, in Telugu. Write exam in Sanskrit. Are you following? Only grammar, but answers of the Sanskrit questions write in Telugu. Sanskrit also not came. Rama, Ramaho. Okay, that's something. Okay, that much only we by hearted. Then after intermediate, we came to BSc Electronics. In BSc Electronics, completely Hindi gone. Telugu, English was there. And then next second year onwards, only mathematics, maths, electronics, and something chemistry, physics, something is there. MCA after completely gone. Almost 2 plus 3 plus 3, 8 years I am away from Hindi. Everything gone from brain. Any language, if you don't speak, don't use, you will completely forget. 8 years I was away from Hindi. No, I never get a chance to speak. That's why obviously I forgot everything. Okay. Next, I came to Amirpet to teach Java. To teach Java, what language required? English enough. I learn English little bit, how much required to manage here. After I came to Naresh Shetty in 2010, real struggle started. Most of my students are from North India in Naresh Shetty. They don't know Telugu, I don't know Hindi. Okay. To make the class, little fun, because 2 hours, if I teach only Java, people get bored and sleep. Nah? That's why some jokes I used to crack in the middle. My Telugu jokes, from the movies and all I am taking. Some dialogues also, Java dialogues from Telugu dialogues I used to say. All Hindi people went to the office and gave complaint. Hari started teaching Java in Telugu. Tell him, don't teach in Telugu. Then management called and told, Hari, why you are teaching Java in Telugu? Hey, no, sir, I am just cracking the jokes in Telugu because I don't know Hindi. Java subject I am teaching in English only, sir. But people are feeling you are teaching Java in Telugu. Oh, okay. Then there onwards, I realized, I should learn little bit Hindi also. Then struggling. Finally, okay, na? Come back to the subject now. Okay, na? Okay, slowly. Initially, I was not that much open up in Hindi. Please, I'm getting little fear. Words are not coming to my brain. Okay, that's why slowly 1 word, 2 words only per class I used to use. One day I strongly decided, next coming batches I should speak complete Hindi. Then where I can do experiment in your house, no. In the class only. Catching one student like you and who are more close to me, I am not looking at all the class. I'm looking at hunting. Okay. So slowly, because for your batch, okay. So that's what I'm saying here. If you don't speak, you cannot get the language. Either it is Java or English or Hindi or any language, you have to speak. Speak in Java. Come on. Now tell me, what statements I have to place inside try? Exception, causing statements, and its dependent statements. Dependent means what? If this line not executed, next line I would not execute. Then both together you have to place as one block. Come on, last point. Then if exception raised in this program, you want to hand over that exception to the JVM? No. I want to take that exception into my hand. Then further, I want to catch now. Catch. How can I catch? By using two hands. Adigo hands. Okay, na? Right, tell me. In the hands, now you have to hold for purse. I need one variable, E. Exception is the object, right? From this line, exception of object is a parameter. Which type? Exception is a generalized word. 5 is a primitive value of what type? Int. From here, what is coming? Exception. Exception is a generalized word. What type of exception it is? That type I should write here. Illegal argument exception. Illegal argument exception E. Open bracket, close bracket. Tell me, try is a normal block. Catch is a normal block or parameterized block? Era red shirt, red cap. Catch block क्या है? Normal block or parameterized block? Parameterized block. Why it is a parameterized block? Because it has to receive exception that is raised in the try block. Tell me, the exception coming from the add method is passed to catch block and stored in which variable? Which parameter? E. Then why I am taking this class name or illegal argument exception? Because the exception coming from this is what? Illegal. Catching my point? Tell me, why did you take parameter A type is in? Because the coming value is what type? Int. Why you are taking the parameter of the catch block is illegal argument? Because coming exception is illegal argument. Everyone understood? Tell me now. Control F11, -10, 20. If I press enter, what happened? -10 is read by A. 20 read by B. Passing them to parameter. Everyone following? -10 less than 0, true. True means what? Go to if condition. Throw, new, and thrown to calling method. This line is replaced with full statement. Illegal argument exception object. Now that object is stored in result variable, pass it to the catch block. Pass to catch block and stored in E. Did you do anything in the catch block? Then will you get anything on the console? Nothing. Hello? Understood? Tell me. After catching exception, what you want to do? I want to display user understandable message about the error. Double quotes. Hi. Control F11. -10, 20. Hi. Hey, you want to display hi, hello, how are you? No. What message I want to display? Don't pass negative numbers. Control F11. -10, 20. Don't pass negative number. That's all. By seeing this error message, can you understand? Achha, I should pass negative numbers. Okay. Now he is passing 10 and 20. Result 30. Understood? That's all. Exception chapter completed. Tell me, exceptionaling have how many parts? 2 parts. First one is what? Exception. Second part is what? Exception meant for? Exception is meant for terminating the program execution when wrong inputs are passed. Exception handling is meant for stop abnormal terminating the program execution. For terminating the program, we have to throw exception. Throwing exception, which keyword I have to use? Throw. For stop terminating program, I have to catch exception. For catch exception, what I should use? Try catch. After catching exception, inside catch block, I should develop alternative logic to execute when exception is raised. Okay, now? Do you have common sense? Really? Are displaying again another error message? I told already exception. Why don't give response? I am sending, you should not write your own message. Understood? Now that tell me, where that error message is available? Inside exception object that is available inside E. In a student object, I have student number. How can I get? I said already object is there. Referenced way. How can I get student number from the student object? I want to get SNO value from S1 object. What I should write? After 10 minutes, your brain will open. Till 10 minutes, it's closed. How can I get the values available in the object? What encapsulation told you? Hide the data from direct access. Provide access via setter method to store, getter method to. Tell me, already in Excel. If I throw exception with error message, what is the advantage? Current method logic is terminated, and also calling method logic is also terminated. Clear? Then, if you want to terminate business logic method you want to terminate, but user logic I don't want terminate. When exception coming from business logic, I should display user understandable error message. For that, I should catch exception, get the error message, display on the console. For that, I have to use exception handling. Exception handling means catch the exception. How can I catch exception? By using try catch. What the syntax of try catch? Try open bracket, closed bracket, catch parameter, open bracket, closed bracket. Inside try block, I should place exception causing statements and their dependent statements. In catch block, I should write exception causing statements, exception handling statements. Exception handling statements means alternative logic you want to execute, that may be error message displaying logic or some other business logic. Okay, done? Understood? There is a small point you should understand. By seeing this one, what is this? Is it an error message or a success result message? This is success result message. Hey, error message, Babu. Arey, Babu. You should write error. Minus 10, 20. Error, don't pass negative numbers. Clear? Error ante red color should come, no? But what is color coming? If you want red color, use. You want to display error. When you want to display error message, it is recommended to use ERR. Control F11. Hey. 1 minute रुको, okay? I'm coming to console. File, properties. Hey, where are you going, Ray? File, properties. And I say properties. 1 second. File, properties. Take the path. Then open terminal. CD. Yesterday it made us cry. Enter. Java C. calc.java. File not found. Path not changed. Okay. D:/CLS. Java C. calc.java. Compile Java calc. Enter first number -10. Enter second number 20. Press enter. Error caller. Don't pass. Negative number message will come in a red color. So tell me, red color message is an Eclipse customization color. Understand? If you run that program on console, you don't see red color. Clear? So just that point I want to highlight. That's why I taken this. So hope you understand exception handling little bit. Yes. Exception handling means 2 points. Throw exception, catch exception. In addition to that, some more points are there that we'll discuss in tomorrow class. So today, exception handling is completed, 90% syllabus over. So remaining 10% syllabus is horrible. This 10% syllabus is easy, but remaining 10% is torture. Okay? Don't miss tomorrow class, very important. Tomorrow we are going to understand throwable class and its hierarchy, types of exception, checked exceptions and unchecked exceptions. Then we are learning how to create our own custom exceptions and how to handle our own custom exceptions. Tomorrow class very important. Don't miss tomorrow class. And next, where you will find the material of exception handling, what I explained today. Volume 1A, continuation to wrapper class, next chapter. I have completed first 3 papers of explanation. You can read. And of course, tomorrow also, we are going to learn some more points from the 3 papers. Okay? Thank you. That's all for today class. Good night.